Hey guys, it's Anne here. This is just a quick little video that I wanted to film. I've been thinking about this on and off since I started my channel, and I think I hit upon it on some other videos here and there, and lots of other people talk about this. And it's sort of the things I love about the beauty industry, about beauty in and of itself, things I really hate about it too. Not necessarily hate, but dislike. Hate's a strong word. But I tried to do a pros and cons, and I'm not gonna lie, the cons started outweighing the pros, which is probably not a good thing. But I realized that when I was writing things down that some of the stuff was all related. So I'm just gonna say things that I like about it, and then I'll just say the things I don't like about it. I tried to do like a top five, uh, top three, but all the concepts, they all just blend into each other. So what I love about beauty is that it's for everyone. It doesn't matter what size you are, how much money you have, what you look like. And even more so now, I see men getting into it. It's for everyone. And the reason why I say that is because I think about growing up. So I am not a normal size. I'm 4'11" and I'm very tiny. I have tiny hands, tiny feet. And I never liked shopping. I hated shopping for clothes. And it was hard as a teenager. Not hard, first world problems. It was, it felt unfair as a teenager going shopping with friends and they could just go into a store and pick out whatever they wanted. And I could buy some stuff, but there was other stuff I couldn't buy. I hated going when they wanted to go to a shoe store. That was the worst because, so I wear a children's size 2, or 1, depending on the brand, which is the equivalent of a woman's 3.5. So most women out there will know that pretty much the smallest size you can get in store is a 6 now. You used to be able to get a 5, and I can wear some 5s depending on the size. My feet are wide. Anyway, it just was, I felt so left out. It really amplified that I was different. Whereas I find makeup, I can just go into the store and buy something. I don't have to think of my size. I don't have to think about what I look like, really. I can just go pick a lipstick because I like the color. So that's what I love about it, that it's sort of for all. And also, in terms of sort of the money range, it's for, like, there's drugstore stuff, there's like dollar store stuff that's good, and there's super expensive bougie stuff if you really want to go there. So it doesn't matter how much money you make, you can always find something that you like and that's of good quality. It doesn't mean that it's because it's cheap, it's not good quality. Um, when I say it's for all, though, the interesting thing, and this is something, again, on the positive, is the community. It's such a good community in terms of supporting each other. So one thing that's been on a trend, obviously, is color range. And brands are starting to be aware that people aren't going to just sit back and be like, oh yeah, 3 shades is totally fine. I kind of experienced this not too long ago. Back in the spring, I was looking for a contour, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just use like a darker concealer or a darker foundation. So I was specifically looking for dark tone concealers and foundations, and I was blown away at how few there was. I'm in Toronto. Toronto is like so multicultural, so diverse, and the drugstore is doing themselves a huge disservice by not catering to a broader range of skin tones. Like, seriously. There is one brand called Iman, so it's from the model Iman, that had some really, really nice deep shades. But that was one brand, and it wasn't like a cheaper brand. It was like a mid-range brand. It wasn't too expensive, I don't think. But yeah, I was blown away by putting that cap on and that mindset on. I felt like it really wasn't for everyone. So that was an interesting, um, I mean, for me, it was an experiment. For a lot of people, that's their day-to-day lives. And I'd be so frustrated if that's what I had to deal with every day when I would look for things like face products. So case in point, I guess it is for everyone, but it's still not quite for everyone. Brands need to do better, and we're starting to see that, which is pretty awesome. So the other thing too that I wanted to say was the community. I know that I really like makeup. I don't know why. It is an odd thing to like, and you do feel like a bit of a weirdo because you can't really articulate it, and people that don't like it just look at you like you have three heads. But when I found YouTube videos and I found the communities on Reddit, I was like, my people, I found my people. I found the people that could understand what I was talking about and how I was feeling. Because it's so hard to articulate, and I get that it's weird. I get that it's a strange thing to put colors on your face. But I just like it. And so the other thing that I really like about it is the creativity. Every day, I feel like, again, I'm not a big fashion person. Clothes is not really my thing, but makeup is. I feel like I get to be creative, I get to pick colors, I get to do something a little different each day. I mean, most people that know me probably don't even notice the difference in the makeup that I'm doing, but I do. I see the different colors, and there's some things that I try out, and then I'm at work in the bathroom, and I'm just like, well, what was I thinking when I put that on the face? But that's part of the fun too, the creativity and the experimentation. Things that I don't like about it. The beauty community or the beauty industry gives you a big sense of FOMO. There is way too many products out there. I feel like they're pushing a new palette, a new something every few weeks, and that's every brand. So some brands are, I think, worse than others. Like I think of Too Faced. I think Too Faced pushes out way too much stuff, and I think Tarte pushes out way too much stuff that you can't keep up. And you have this sort of sense of FOMO. And I think that's a huge problem in this industry, or like at least for the consumer, because they're pushing out these products to people that really shouldn't be paying that much. Yeah, each individual product is not a lot, but when you add it all up, like people go into debt. People are having credit card debt. People are spending money on this and not spending money on like their rent. And this is where I've always had a bit of a problem with consumerism. I like all the things. I understand the economy and livelihood, and you've got to buy stuff so people can, have a life, and there's like this the whole circle of life with money. But I feel like it can easily get out of control with this industry because there is so much product. Part of that too is in the YouTube community, and I'm guilty, like I do like watching these videos, so I don't know how, I don't have an answer, but it's these sort of haul and declutter videos. So there's this like, I'm gonna buy a ton of stuff and then I'm just gonna declutter it all. And so there's no sense of value in the individual items. At least I feel that way. And I mean, I know it's different because some people get a lot of PR, but the average person is watching this, and it's not normal to go out and spend $400 to $500 a month on makeup and then halfway through the year get rid of half of it. Like it's not normal. And I remember I was watching a bunch of videos back, I want to say a year or so ago, and when people were talking about their hauls, I was going through and adding up how much that stuff was. And I was like, holy crap, like they would do a haul every few months and it was like $600 to $800, like no kidding. And I found that overwhelming. And I think that's a lesson. The YouTubers, that's part of the reason why this year I'm posting what I'm spending, because I think it's important to be transparent on that and be aware that yes, I do have the money. I have a job now. I can spend a bit more on makeup. I am buying some things because, sorry, I'm a little stuffed up. I am buying some things because I have the channel and I want to review some things or experiment. But the extent at what some people are buying and decluttering is not normal. The other thing that I don't like about it, and I guess this is I sort of have two sides of my brain where I'm like creative and I love interesting and weird, and then I have this like super practical like side that I think it stifles the creativity in my brain, but it also sort of grounds me a little bit. So when I talk about creativity and painting your face, I do like it, but then I also see the weirdness. So I think of the one thing I think of is the Hunger Games. And when you see like the people in the Capitol with like crazy hair and crazy makeup to like excessiveness, it's like, yeah, that's probably what makeup and hair stuff looks like to the average person. So I'm aware that there is a point where it can be excessive and grandiose, and just trying to keep some of that in check. Like, it's fun to play, but I'm also aware that it's not an everyday occurrence. And I don't know, I think the thing though, when I think of makeup and I think of like something like the Hunger Games, and in that sense, they're obviously doing a lot of stuff to be out there, to be grandiose, to flaunt their excesses. Whereas I think most people with makeup, you're being creative because you're being creative for yourself. Like, I really don't care if my coworkers think it's dumb that I wore red lipstick. Like, I liked that red lipstick and I wanted to wear it that day. That's basically my thought process. The other thing that I don't like about this community is, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, is this sort of, how do I explain it? Honing in on expiration dates. So I'm of the person, if the quality is still the same, the texture is still the same, it doesn't smell weird, product is still good. If you work in the food industry, and I think there's a few documentaries on this talking about expiration dates, and there's actually no regulation on expiration dates. It's a very fascinating thing. And if you look, they'll talk about like best before date, or it'll say expiration date or whatever. And that means a lot of different things. So I feel like people really get bent out of shape. They're like, oh my God, I've had this palette for a year, I've got to throw it out. No, no, you don't. Like, at least I don't think you do. I'm also not a germaphobe, but I do understand, like, yeah, some things like you've just had for too long and it's time to let go. But this is why like people joke that moms are good at panning, because moms keep their stuff. They don't throw it out. Like, have you not noticed your mom has been using the same eyeshadow palette for like 10 years? And obviously she's fine. Like, this is the thing that blows my mind. There's something about this like shaming of people. Oh, you've had that lipstick for 3 years? Ew, throw it out. No. Like, yeah, sometimes the lipstick is bad. Like, you know, when you open something up and you're like, oh God, no, that's no good. And again, expiration dates are suggestions. So something like I live in Canada, it's a lot colder here. It would be different if I was storing my makeup in, a closet in like Florida and I didn't have air conditioning. Obviously, room temperature, things like that are going to compromise things differently. So I don't know. I think people just get their knickers in a knot over expiration dates, and they need to chill the F out over that. And the last thing I want to say about this community that sometimes I don't like is sort of this attacking. Somebody says something or somebody does something, and it's interesting because the only place that I see this really is, you'll see it in the comments on some videos, and another place is in Reddit. People can be kind of mean, and if you don't like someone's video, you don't like someone's opinion, don't watch them. That's kind of my mindset. If, yeah, if they do something that's very wrong in terms of morals and ethics, sure, call them out on that, but then let it go. Like, I don't know, I just hate this. We shouldn't be tearing each other down. Call them out and just be like, not cool, not going to support you. Done. But just going on the internet and slamming it, like, it doesn't serve anyone's purpose. It's sort of like, let it go. Just move on. There's tons of products out there. There's tons of other YouTube channels out there. There's tons of other good people out there. So just don't let one bad apple ruin the bunch or ruin your day. And, like, I don't know, just let it go. Let it go. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. It's some of those things, like, I get the pros and cons of the beauty community. I get the pros and cons. I try and look on the positive side. I try and not get too wrapped up with some of the negative things. And I think if you stay on the positive side, watch positive YouTubers, just if there's something you don't like or something you don't agree with, just move on. It's a way more enjoyable community, and I think we need to be better at supporting each other and being positive with each other. That's it. That's all I had. I'm starting to ramble now, so I'm just going to end this video. If you did like it, or if you did have any opinions, I'd love to hear your opinions down below in terms of what you like or don't like. If you like this video, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. And as everyone else says, I would love it if you did subscribe. It does mean a lot to me if you do subscribe. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.